ABC on Wednesday pulled the Jimmy Kimmel Live show off the air indefinitely over controversial comments by the host linking the alleged killer of conservative activist Charlie Kirk to President Donald Trump's MAGA movement. Trump praised such move, which came hours after Federal Communications Commissioner Brendan Carr suggested that ABC's broadcast license was at risk because of Kimmel's remarks. In this opening monologue Monday night, Kimmel suggested that Tyler Robinson, who is charged with the fatal shooting of Charlie Kirk on September 10th, while the activist spoke at Utah Valley University, was aligned with Trump's Make America Great Again movement. Quote, "The MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them."
We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it. In between the finger pointing, there was grieving. On Friday, the White House flew the flags at half staff, which got some criticism. But on a human level, you can see how hard the president is taking this.
My condolences on the loss of your friend Charlie Kirk. May I ask, sir, personally, how are you holding up over the last day and a half, sir?
I think very good. And by the way, right there, you see all the trucks? They've just started construction of the new ballroom for the White House, which is something they've been trying to get, as you know, for about 150 years. And it's going to be a beauty.
Yes. He's at the fourth stage of grief, construction. Demolition, construction. This is not how an adult grieves the murder of someone he called a...
An ABC spokesperson on Wednesday night stated that Jimmy Kimmel Live will be preempted indefinitely. Carr, the FCC chair nominated by Trump, told right-wing podcaster Benny Johnson earlier Wednesday that Kimmel's comments were truly sick and stated that there was a strong case for action against ABC and Disney. Quote, "This is a very, very serious issue right now for Disney. We can do this the easy way or the hard way. These companies can find ways to take action on Kimmel, or there is going to be additional work for the FCC ahead. They have a license granted by us at the FCC, and this comes with its obligations to operate in public interest." The FCC in March told Disney and ABC that it was launching an investigation of the company diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts. ABC taking the Jimmy Kimmel Show off the air is the latest example of media figures suffering backlash for public comments about Kirk's assassination. MSNBC fired political analyst Matthew Dowd last week for his on-the-air comments about the killing, stating that hateful thoughts lead to hateful words, which leads to hateful actions. Washington Post opinion columnist Karen Attiah stated that the newspaper fired her last week after she said that there were, quote, "racial double standards in social media reactions to Kirk's slaying." Trump on Wednesday night suggested that NBC follow ABC's example with Kimmel and cancel its own evening show, quote, "The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon and The Late Night with Seth Meyers. Great news for Americans. The rating challenge Jimmy Kimmel Show is canceled. Congratulations to ABC for finally having the courage to do what had to be done. Kimmel has zero talent and the worst ratings, even Stephen Colbert, if that's possible. That leaves Jimmy and Seth, the two total losers on fake news. NBC. Their ratings are also horrible. Do it, NBC." Star, in his statement stating that it would not carry Jimmy Kimmel Live, and definitely stated that the company, quote, "strongly objects to recent comments made by Mr. Kimmel concerning that the killing of Charlie Kirk, and will replace the show with other programming in its ABC affiliated markets." Andrew Alford, the president of Nexstar's broadcasting division, stated, quote, "Mr. Kimmel's comments about the death of Mr. Kirk are offensive and insensitive at this critical time in our nation's political discourse, and we do not believe that they reflect the spectrum of opinions, views, or values of the local communities in which we are located. Continuing to give Mr. Kimmel a broadcast platform in the community we serve is simply not in the public's best interest at this current time, and we have made the difficult decision to preempt his show in an effort to let cooler heads prevail as we move forward to resume of respectful, constructive dialogue." Let's just go over a little bit of information that we can see. It says, but several years ago in high school, Robinson, like his family, was politically conservative and supported President Donald Trump ahead of the 2020 election. One of the Robinson's former classmates told CNN that Charlie Kirk's alleged shooter was seen as conservative like his family when he was in high school. One former classmate stated, quote, "When I knew him and his family, they were like diehard Trump. When this happened, I was like, I don't know what changed." Following towards the bottom of the article, they said, but others noticed a shift in his stance recently. An electrician who worked with Robinson before the shooting recalled him being reserved and stated that, quote, "wasn't too fond of Trump and Charlie Kirk." Voters' records show that Robinson is registered without party affiliation and never casted a ballot. Tyler Robinson's political views. Tyler Robinson had no criminal history before his arrest on Friday. Neither state nor federal records show any past criminal cases against him, and authorities believe he acted alone. According to state records, Tyler Robinson is a registered voter, but is not linked to any political party. He is classified as inactive, indicating he did not participate in the last two general elections. The probable cause statement records his address at his parents' 6-bedroom residence when they operated a granite countertop business. Both of his parents are registered Republicans. Robinson's family members told police that the 22-year-old had become more political in recent years. The Utah governor stated that they also confirmed Robinson had a gray Dodge Challenger matching the description of the suspect's vehicle. Tyler Robinson comes from a MAGA family. His grandmother had revealed, although MAGA figureheads have been quick to point fingers at the left for Kirk's death, Tyler's grandmother, Debbie Robinson, age 69, insisted that they come from a family of Trump supporters. Quote, "My son, his dad is a Republican for Trump," Debbie told the outlet. "Most of my family members are Republican. I don't know any single one who's a Democrat." Robinson's father, Matt, age 48, was the one who turned Tyler into the authorities after he confessed to the grisly crime. Debbie has not been able to get in touch with her son since news of her grandson's arrest went public. So this is where I'm at this moment in time with this whole Jimmy Kimmel situation. Technically, realistically, I don't care, because it's white people amongst, arguing amongst themselves and how it is that they're in their feelings at this time, because something is affecting them and it's a little bit too close to home, so they don't even really know what to do. So they're just going to lash out at anything and anybody. My main problem, and the reason why I'm bringing this up, is because I find it very interesting how the same people who are very sensitive about the Charlie Kirk situation, right, is the exact same people who were laughing when it dealt with any of the police shootings and the killings that were going on when it was aimed at black people. More so specifically, still to this day, you got white people making jokes about George Floyd. Nobody's talking about George Floyd. Nobody even brings him up, but it's always one specific group that's online every single day coming up, making memes, doing pictures, generating AI images. They're writing comments underneath videos that have nothing to do with the situation, and they're just continuously doing this. So I'm like, it's interesting how you want people to care about you and what it is that you're going through and how it is that you see yourself within this and how it affects you on a mental, physical level and all this other type of stuff. But then when it dealt with black people in the black community, you didn't have the same empathy and the sympathy when it came down to that. It's very interesting. And because people disagree or they're saying things that are opposite of your views, now you want to lash out and be like, oh no, you said that he's Republican, he's with Trump, he's with MAGA, we're going to cancel you, we're going to get rid of everything that you do, we're going to make sure to just quiet down your voice. So to the white folks out there, I'm just trying to figure out, do we live in an area of freedom of speech, or are we living in a dictatorship? That's what I'm just trying to figure out at this moment in time. Because it seems as though that Trump has so much power that if you say anything that's even around Trump, then you're automatically going to get canceled if you're out here in the celebrity eye and in the media eye and all this other type of stuff. That's a little bit weird to me. That's a little bit weird. People are automatically getting cancer just specifically, strictly out of fear, not out of something that they specifically really did, right? Jimmy Kimmel, for all intents and purposes, is a comedian. He made a joke now, or however it is that he wanted to state it, but people just decided to get in their feelings, and then people are following right behind the president directly on this, and was like, yeah, he's right, and all this other. Like I said before, you are watching a lot of things at this moment in time be eroded away because of a variety of situations. You're watching a lot of things taking place, and people are not paying attention because it is in quote unquote their own best interest. right? It's in their lane, so they don't see anything wrong. But like I said before, give it a little bit of time and let everything transpire and pass. People are going to fully understand what's taking place at this moment in time and how they have been complicit in the things that are going to take place in the future from this point going on forward. Just like I keep telling you about the Patriot Act and everything else that followed after that. But like I said, people aren't going to understand up until it hits their front doorstep. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this video and everything that I stated in the comment description below. And as always, peace, love, and stay tuned for the next video.